We're good.
Go for it, Erst.
Okay, I am Erst. I will be acting as the game master for this. We are playing a modified variant of Ops and Tactics, which is free. You can find it on your Sweet Soul Bros blog post. And we're going to be playing BattleTech with it.
Much insanity would be had by all.
And we're going to be playing BattleTech with it.
Yay.
Yay.
And there was much rejoicing.
As it should be.
Yay.
All right, so let's start top of the list to introduce yourself and your character.
As it should be.
That'd be Capsty first.
Yeah, Capsty. Playing the resident flyboy / sniper / bomb maker. Playing the resident flyboy / sniper.
Nice. Where's your character out of?
Bomb maker. Out of, well, it says he's from the Fed Sons, but there's a Free Wellesley militia accent to him.
Fair enough.
He's from the Fed Sons, but there's a Free Wellesley.
All right. Well, I'm crew card. Are we playing Casper Weaver, Mac Jock, also out of the Fed Sons? Got a nice Star Slayer that was newly gifted to him by Mommy and Daddy. And he's ready to see what he can do in this world.
Megas.
Hi. I am Megas, the current, one of the techs of our little group. Going to be handling all of the engineering and both electrical and mechanical, as well as some structural that needs to be done. I'll be piloting a Thunderbolt 5SS, one that I got working with the Lurin Guards from one of my various mini Merc outfits, and it's got a tuxedo paint scheme. I am a Fed son, and proudly serve House Davian. But it doesn't pay the bills well enough, nor will they accept one as eccentric as I am.
Nice.
So, I'm Nokarian. I'll be playing Aslaug Sigridsdottir from the Free Hasselhag Republic, or former Free Hasselhag Republic. I'll be piloting my cobbled together Hellopolis and flinging death from afar when I'm not planting bombs or disarming them or whatever.
I'm Romeus. I guess I'll take the opportunity to say I'm the guy playing the other guy playing the guy. Kidding. I'll be playing Jack Garrison, the face kind of leader guy. Crew card, were you the one that was the going to be the other officer?
Yep.
Yeah, the EXO. Yeah.
Your support.
Hopefully together we can crash and burn these guys well enough, right?
Crash and burn.
Oh, and I'll
I'm
be
an
piloting
aerospace
whatever
fighter, so it's
first lets me
guaranteed
get away with.
I'm aerospace, so it's guaranteed I'm going to crash and burn sometime.
Well, we'll try to keep you alive long enough.
And I'll be there to fix you up. Just
first map here. It's like, you are here. I've identified where I'm located. Huzzah.
The year is 3060. It is April the 14th. And you've been hired by a industrial group. Let's see, where was it? Cloud Shriek Industries Limited Liability Corporation, which is primarily a manufacturer of Leopard dropship parts. They have hired you individually, as well as a small number of other mercenaries, to provide aid to one of their facilities on Tut Oriel's land, and more specifically, one of their research facilities, which they believe may be susceptible to espionage and sabotage by competitors. As such, you have been picked up by the singular mercenary company that is actually being hired for this job as means of transportation and repair of the freelancers. That would be you for now. So, you've all been picked up by the Svartorn of Garage Works Incorporated and are heading towards Tut Oriel's land.
Groovy.
Would you like to do anything on the trip there? You have at least a week before you get there.
Yes, I would like to train a skill. Or in a skill.
What are you training?
I have to pull up my character sheet. Give me a second. But I believe the formula was 10 minus whatever your skill is, and then you add a week or something like that.
Multiply by weeks, yes.
Okay.
Minimum 1.
Yeah. Because I know there are a few of my stats that are kind of in the dumps.
You can train skills.
So if I wanted to train my int, which is at 11 right now, would that be 1 or 2 weeks?
That would be... Let's see, was that actually in the book, or did I write something down for that?
Be sure that's in the
It's in the book, I think.
I don't remember where that is. However, that's okay. We can make shit up and then correct it later.
That's fine.
Personally, I would make it so that the attributes themselves were a month-long endeavor, which, considering how long you're going to be in space for, that's not entirely unreasonable. Let's see.
Here you go. Excuse me. I'll just copy and paste this into the chat for the game discussion. That's from the page.
Okay, into the Discord.
Yep. Oh, well, yeah, I guess I could have the game chat too. But a character's increasing a score from 12 to 13 will take 3 weeks, 2 weeks, because 12 minus 10 equals 2, and then 1 week to increase by 1.
Okay, yes. That's fair enough.
So then that means mine would have been 2 weeks.
It would be 2 weeks to get from 11 to 12.
But I can do wisdom, which is at 9, to bring that up to a 10, right?
Yes.
Okay.
How exactly are you going to be training your wisdom?
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked it. Let's take the time to, just really appreciate Erst while I try to make up something. And, let's see.
Well, while Ramius is attempting to figure out how he's going to be training.
Yeah, there goes. Meditation's in there.
Oh.
Yep, meditation.
Meditation.
That looks like a freebie. Yeah. I don't know how I would do situational awareness training, but meditation, all in.
Well, you can do situational awareness training by having people walk around you and then smack you with a pool noodle.
Oh my god.
And none of them are allowed to attack at the same time. But
and I'm sure that the ship that we're on readily has pool noodles available as it's a luxury.
I mean, they don't have pool noodles available, but they have buffers so that they don't hurt themselves when they're training without anything on.
Paintball
Sword
guns
trainers,
would
that
probably
is.
also work.
And
Sorry, what'd you say, Active?
Paintball guns would probably also work.
The only paintball guns they have are filled with ghost pepper powder.
Oh, good.
Well,
Yeah,
you'd
good.
want to
Thank you.
dodge
Then
those.
don't get hit.
But if they hit the wall,
If you can dodge a paintball, you can dodge a bullet. What? That makes no sense.
Exactly. I've never actually watched the dodgeball movie you're referring to, but I have seen that clip. Anyway,
Highly recommend.
maybe one day.
If you can dodge traffic, you can dodge your dodgeball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Anyway, so you're training wisdom by meditating.
Yes,
I'm going to
please.
be trying to raise up my con because I'm at 8, so I need to get at least 1. So,
Okay, you'll get that up to
was.
9 over the course of a week.
Yeah. That's doing what? Anaerobic is, I think, what it is. To basically improve how long you can run, kind of thing.
Something like that, or you could just do laps.
It says aerobic gym exercise or cardiovascular training.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, that's
Running.
what I was thinking.
Running laps in a hangar bay.
Doesn't even include shooting yourself with smaller bullets so that you become immune to larger bullets. Shake my head, my face.
That will increase
And I
your
think these
armor
are just like,
12 and 13.
I also think that these are just like suggestions as well. So if
Oh,
like
I
ours is
know.
like, this is another activity that would fall under that, we should be good.
And hopefully encouraging the
I'm
rest
I'm just saying that it's already using anime characters like Bean Bandit to explain how the level curve works. He should have at least included a couple of memes like that.
Hmm.
Anyway, doesn't really matter. Okay, so
We'll just take a dip in the 0 GD pool.
there is no 0G pool on this Overlord class dropship.
Yes.
Oh, this is just unsad. I cannot believe this. I'm going to leave this game right now.
I'm sorry
Sure
you
there
feel
is. You
that
just
way.
gotta
We'll
get
miss
into
you.
the fuel tanks.
Oh, yeah. There's a real dip.
I'm not sure about how 0G they are, but in theory, if you can manage to get enough oxygen in there, maybe, but highly ill-advised, especially considering that the fuel tanks are for a nuclear
Wait, don't they use
fusion
reactors?
reactor.
Yeah, working on that radiation training.
Absolutely. Here's your advanced endurance training. Anyway. Anyone else wanting to do something? Sorry, what was that?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, just, the other thing would be probably sitting down and shooting shit over cards or something.
Yeah,
Get to
I'll
know our
be
fellow passengers.
Okay.
I'll actually be doing some strength training just to buff up a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm going
Now,
from
if you're
12 to
starting
11.
something that will not be completed by the end of the week, then go ahead and note down that you've completed 1 week of it. Because they can be non-consecutive. Anyway, so
We can level up. Can we level up skills, or is it just stats only?
let's see. Does it include rules there for skills too? I don't believe so, especially considering how you gain a bunch of skill points when you level up. But possibly.
What about getting a move skill?
You'd have to find someone that knows something about it, or at the very least, have what's it? Some sort of instructional book, DVD, cassette deck.
For dummies.
Yeah.
The rules assume that a character can always find a way to learn any skill. However, the GM may impose limits depending on the circumstances.
Yes. Now, what the book says and what the game master says are not always the same thing. If I say that you have to find something, have access to a thing, and you haven't specifically looked for it first, then you don't have it.
Oh,
Right.
then, does
That doesn't
have
mean that
any-
it's not too hard to find it anyway.
Well, do they have any kind of medical books? I figure I might as well read those on over the trip.
I mean,
Well, they definitely have a medical bay. Sorry, what were you saying, Ramius?
oh, that's what I was going to say. I mean, if the ship has a medical bay, then I guess you would just have to convince the med staff to let you read one of their books.
Yeah,
Or
Can I
get them to
try
teach
that?
first aid.
I mean,
You
most
may
places
attempt
would
it.
do first classes at least.
they do first aid classes for their own people, but you have to pay if you're not part of their crew. And at the moment, you are not part of their crew. You're just passengers.
And I don't know if we have any money left.
I mean, you have some money.
I'd also like to see if he could roll to sleep with a nurse.
Oh God.
There is no nurse.
But there
There
is a nurse
is-
spot.
There is a doctor, a surgeon, and a couple of Marines that are trained to act as combat medics.
And Marines can be quite crazy.
Well,
Most of the Marines are all literally half your character's age, or slightly less. The doctor, who is a man, is about the same age, and the surgeon is close-ish. He's two-thirds. He's 2/3 of the way there.
So good luck.
What is it? May the odds ever be in your favor?
Pretty much.
and how much would it be for them to teach the said classes to the passengers if they? And how much would it be for them to teach the said classes to the passengers?
Well, talk to him about it.
I will do that. I would like to talk to them about that to pick up some medical skills, like read through their books.
Okay. Entering into the medical bay, you find the head doctor bandaging up one of the techs who had suffered some somewhat nasty burns. They're not permanently disfiguring, but got a bit too close to a heat sink that was in use not that long beforehand. Noticing you come in, he nods towards the row of benches that are lining one of the walls. Assumedly, those are normally for patients that are waiting.
How is the benches occupied at the moment?
Presently, there is no one sitting on the benches.
Is the benches occupied at the moment? I go, do you have a minute, Doctor?
I will in a couple of minutes.
I will sit and wait then. I go to the bench and wait.
Okay. Would you like to observe how he's treating the burn wound?
If I won't be in the way, I will.
Okay. What you can see, given your lack of medical training, is he is applying a salve to the wound and then rinsing it off occasionally before reapplying it, and then he proceeds to wrap a compression bandage around it to ensure that the thin layer that he left there doesn't move out of the way. Having completed his work, he slaps the back of the tech and informs him to pay attention to where he is next time, and then turns to you. So, what was it that you needed?
I was told that you would offer first aid classes to passengers for a small fee.
Not sure who told you that, but I can. I don't normally.
Divination from God.
What exact... My sources, it was revealed to me in a dream. Anyway.
Well, no. Check with the other...
Do you have any previous experience?
Not really, except just dealing with over-the-counter stuff.
I see. Is there anything in specific that you want to be trained on, or such as specific sorts of wounds, or just general first aid that might be useful in daily life?
General first aid. It might be useful since bumps and scrapes might come along quite often when you're working on mechs and various machines. So I figured it might be conducive to learn while on the way to a new job.
I'm surprised that at your age you haven't already learned such things, but I digress. Yes, once you get to our age, it does have a tendency of adding up. All right. He then turns and goes over to a cabinet and gets out a personal first aid kit and goes over everything that's in it and how you use it. He then asks you, after explaining all of this, which takes roughly an hour and a half after questions and explanations, do you know how to use a tourniquet?
I can figure that part out quick enough.
So no. Okay.
No.
First and foremost, it is going to hurt like hell, and that is by design. It reminds you that you're alive. Secondly, you get it as tight as you can, and you twist it until it stops. Do not allow the pain or the screaming of whomever it is you're applying it to stop you. Otherwise, you will bleed out, or they will bleed out. You need to tighten it down to the point of cutting off all blood flow as quickly as possible. Keep this in mind, and remember it. It will likely save yours or someone else's life. The last thing that would potentially be useful is CPR. However, I do not have a dummy and you're not practicing on me. Unless you can find someone that is willing to be the dummy, I'm afraid that you're going to have to wait until we get somewhere where you will be able to go to a regular hospital where they will have those.
All right.
Any other questions?
Not really, and thank you. Just what do I owe you? It's normally I wouldn't even ask for like that, but this is the first job I have that we won't be having a dedicated medic on.
It costs you nothing because you weren't in the way. It's not like I'm doing anything else. Now, obviously, there is more to it than what I've explained for now, so come back later. I will call for you over the intercom when there will be time. Your name?
Michael Booth. But
Understood and noted.
But call me Mikey.
Michael Booth, understood and noted. If there is additional time when I have nothing better to do, then I will make sure to call you over and give you additional pointers until we begin making planetfall. Good day.
Mhm. He nods and waves goodbye. And he
The
heads.
doctor nods back and then goes about his business, reorganizing his supplies.
Then I'm going to go to the bay where my mech is stored.
Okay. You are in Bay 8.
Overlords do be big ships.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the bay where my mech is stored. I'm going to make sure that the paint scheme on my Thunderbolt is still good, still going well. He had a bit of a hard time trying to seal the new paint from the last job.
Well, roll. Let's see what would be search. Let's see. It's been a minute. Roll perception. In the roll 20, please.
How do I actually do that? 3d6?
/R space
I know,
3d6
which-
plus your modifier for perception.
Yeah, I know how to actually roll the thing. Just forgot if it was forgot it was 1d6 or 2 or 3d6. I
It
know
is
it's a
3d6
d6 system. Thank
It is
you.
3d6 plus your modifier.
All right. Oh, god damn it. 12.
You look over your battle mech from the ground and determine that the paint job is in decent enough shape. There are some spots where it could be touched up, but nothing that's worth really putting too much effort into at the moment. Especially since in order to fix those small splotches, you would have to tear out more paint and then repaint the entirety of the section.
Well, then I'm going to head back to my room and watch some cheesy kaiju flicks.
Okay. You head back to your room and watch some cheesy Korean kaiju flicks. Anyone else have something you want to do?
I'll probably want to sit down with Remus, get to know them better, and anybody else that's around. Find out what kind of backgrounds we all got.
Okay, crew card, you're sitting in the lounge reserved for the mech jocks. When Remus, I'm assuming you have no problem with being inserted into the scene.
And no, I'm fine.
Okay.
And it would be
Romeus.
Romeus, or you can just
Yes.
call me Rome, or use the character named Jack.
I was about to ask you, Jack was the character name? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it'll take a little bit for all of us to remember character names.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, we could probably name our characters in here, or like, you know, on the bottom.
I just can't remember off the top of my head.
So if you click the
If you
cog
go
in the
to
top
the
right,
cog, then you can put your display name. So include your include your character's first name and then your Discord name so that I can remember.
There you go. I found it. Figured it out.
Or at least the shortened variant of your Discord name anyway.
Like so.
Yes.
Aslan.
Rosho.
Sword drawn, banner flying. That's what the other guys did. Right before they burst into flames. Anybody get that one?
I only heard the burst into flames part.
Oh,
And I get that one.
no worries. Trying to keep the mic at a decent distance so I'm not blowing everybody's eardrums out.
Fair enough.
But the quote from Shrek, the first one.
Anyway, so Jack, you enter into the lounge and find Casper sitting in there, assumedly watching some movie or reading a book or similar.
Greetings and salutations.
Hi there.
So how you ready to settle in for this trip?
It's gonna be good to get back in the mech. It's been a while.
I feel it. It was relaxed combat action.
A few months ago, just before I ended up leaving my previous occupation.
Joy. So we got sitting in one of the bays.
It should be a Griffin 1N modified. It's kind of interesting color scheme.
Nice. I got a Star Slinger sitting down there, fairly fresh. Kind of curious to see what this thing could really do. Really haven't had much chance to see her take it out. But looking forward to working with you here in the near future.
Looking forward to working with you as well.
And you just got stories from the rest of our group that was going to be joining us. Or we got an aerospace jock with us.
I did hear that.
Yeah, he's around somewhere.
Floating around.
Is this happening on the first day?
It could be any of the days. I'm sure there'll be more.
Well,
yeah.
We'll have a gathering.
He'll probably look for the others on the second day, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, we can have it for then.
Probably best that I get my talking done on the first day, because like, how does the meditation work? Am I going to be like in my room just?
It means that you're spending most of your free time just concentrating on not concentrating. Or however.
So he's just catching me like as I'm like grabbing something to eat or drink before I go and meditate for hours on end.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. Or some other form of entertainment.
Just
Nice.
being zen.
Because just because you're spending time meditating doesn't mean you're not allowed to do anything else. It just means that takes up the majority of your day. It means that you're spending most of your free time.
Yeah, you can only do so much running around before you sit and you'll pass the hell out.
Yep.
So he's just catching me like as I'm like grabbing something before I go and meditate for.
We got the gym facilities here aren't half bad. You got to come out sometimes and get some running in.
Or some other form of entertainment.
Might have to do that. I'm going to spend most of this trip getting in the right mindset, preparing myself, increasing my perception.
Well, don't forget to sing, make yourself known to the rest of the group and, bring everybody up to speed on what you kind of are expecting for us.
Yep.
So as long as we don't have to do one of those team building exercises with trust falls, I'm good.
Well, you don't want to stand at the top of the mech and see if anybody's going to catch you?
Yeah, I'm good.
That'll be fine, man. We'll find a locus. You can survive the fall, right?
As well as I could off of Siri Aerospace Wing. Some of those are pretty big. As far as
Well, it was good meeting you.
we had any good seeing female nurses in this place, so I'm not in a hurry to go visit the lab.
Nah, you got to get a deep wound, so you have to go see the surgeon now, from what I hear.
Yeah, I'll try to keep all my fingers and digits to the same number as I started with. You have to set up a time when we can get everybody together and have a good discussion for us.
From my understanding, this is a mixed group. Like there was a main group that came and picked up a bunch of others to fill in for their numbers. Or at
This
least
is
that's how I got
correct.
picked up.
Yes. You hear said from behind you as a relatively tall, red-haired man with relatively wild, semi-long hair and beard comes in, carrying his sword and wearing a Free Russellheg Republic dress uniform.
Oh, nice.
Erst playing Erst.
There you go.
Good to
Perhaps.
see you, sir.
Good to see you as well. Yes. I believe that we have not actually been introduced yet. I am Thorbjorn Kjellberg. I am the commander of the unit that owns this ship. We will be acting as, for the most part, just a mobile repair bay for the rest of you.
Oh, we
If things
appreciate
get
that.
it's not a problem. We're being paid.
Always the bottom line, right?
Not always, but oftentimes.
I feel you, man.
What brings you what brings you this far south?
No wars going on against the clans at the moment. And there's lots of money to be made down here in the border between the Capellan marches. I've also heard tell that there may well be something popping off inside of the Capellan space soon enough.
That's always a fun time when we get the cappies.
Oh, absolutely. Not quite as fun as Caretans or Clan or Scum, but, well,
We'll manage with them.
absolutely. Incidentally, your transport off-world is already being arranged. As long as it is in the general direction of where we intend on going, once this mission is accomplished, we will take you on our way. Unless you find other means.
Excellent. We'll appreciate the lift.
It's not a problem. Then gets a cup of coffee from the public coffee pot, and then heads back out the door.
He seems a likable fellow.
Your transport off-world is already being arranged. As long as it is in the
What are the rest of our guys have got for hobbies?
Once this mission is accomplished, we will take you on our way. Unless you find other. Ermias? Check. 1, 2. There you go.
Sorry. What was the question there?
I just wonder what everybody else that might have for hobbies. We might have to sing and set everybody down for that one get together.
That's true, but I don't even know if in this kind of setting, like we would all be aware of each other at the moment.
Ship's not that big.
And that's what would be the chance to sing, find out who's on your roster. Because I'm sure he would have probably let you know.
You absolutely know everyone else that, or at the very least, have seen everyone else that has a battle mech. You may not have necessarily met with the Flyboy, as the two aerospace hangars that are on an Union are not not really anywhere near the mech bays. However, the fact of the matter is that anyone with a battle mech you would have seen by now.
Okay. Also, Casper, did you catch note that he said there might be an event in Capellan space later on, where he feels like there's something brewing? Probably something to take note of if we're looking for work in the future.
I say, out of character, I think this is Chaos Mars time frame.
It is 3060. What is an event that starts popping off in 3060?
That's what I'm trying to freaking remember. I'm like, why is my
No,
brain
no.
failing me?
It's
Oh,
not the
I know.
Chaos March. The Chaos March is just the end of it. It would be Operation Bulldog with Task Force Serpent.
That's a bit farther north.
Isn't it
Yeah, but this neck of the woods.
St. Ives?
I bow to all your knowledge, each of you.
I will not be answering directly, however, you may be close.
It's
Yeah.
Well, you can just take your bitch all and shove it.
Well, I guess so, because this map doesn't have St. Ives on it yet.
it is there, just not as a
The
faction.
map does have St. Ives.
I mean, not as a faction. It's listed green.
Yes, because this is from before everything popped off. This is actually, I'm pretty sure this is a 3058 map.
Hmm.
But the next time that anything is listed is from after everything starts popping off. So, oh no, this is 3064. Never mind.
This is past the
Close
Civil
enough.
War, so
Yeah, the real Civil War doesn't kick off until 3067.
Yeah, it's like
Oh no, the Civil War, the FedCom Civil War happens before 3067. It ends around then.
It starts
Mhm.
in
mean-
62.
Relatively
And that's when the
speaking,
jihad
the clans
starts
didn't
off.
make much headway.
Yeah, the
into
jihad
Inner
starts
Sphere.
in 67.
I mean, not as a faction. It's listed green.
Nah.
It has been too long since I got through my books.
Nah, I'm just
Anyway.
reading Crawl Light Up the Clans, so it should be around this time. South, the Capellans decided to try to take St. Ives, which succeeded. But
Well, no,
Merrick
St. Ives
Space-
tried to rebel.
Yeah, they tried to make their own little commonality back.
Oh, yeah.
Technically speaking, it is going to be a little bit farther on, but I digress. I should have shut up and just allowed you to guesstimate as to what was going to happen. But anyway, I will remember to just not actually answer the question later. For now, doesn't really matter.
Yeah. We could take off guesses just because it's still a Chaos March, I think, so.
Chaos March is a bit farther north, but to an extent, yes.
There's work to be had if we know where to look.
Absolutely, and also there's work to be had literally anywhere.
Yup. Somebody's got to backfill the guys that go off to the clan front.
Mm-hmm.
We sure work on painting some miniatures.
Good deal.
On the ship?
Or why not?
Sure, why not? I mean, that's literally how the fucking Free Worlds League even started, was fucking paint miniatures.
That's right.
Yes,
yeah.
that is canon. Still hilarious,
crazy.
though.
nerds nerding out.
Yes. Anyway.
I changed the lay of Florida. Anybody else wants to join in for their event?
I'll probably be asking second day if they want to join in a monster movie marathon.
Some of the classics. Or
Yeah.
classics.
Yeah. It's the only good. It's one of the few good things.
75.
Right. It's one of the few good things that come out of Korea.
On the ship?
I see what you tend to like.
I mean, that's literally how the fucking
Hey now, I liked their anime provides so many good ideas. But still, their booth sucks.
Always Christmas key dark. I say some figure out this direction. Or we could get ourselves some pyramid beer.
Yeah. The Mickey Dark's always good. But I actually like FRR Mead, believe it or not.
Haven't had it, honestly.
It's not bad. I know it's unusual I know it's unusual, but I kind of like it with a good ham sandwich. Like when I'm pouring over reports, damage reports, it kind of helps the monotony.
Very understandable. Where's Cap and Naka hanging out at?
Yeah.
See, the Ram and a Slug. Am I saying that right?
Oslog. Close enough, right? Yeah.
Terrible
Oslog.
with accents.
Yeah, it's
Oslog.
actually Oslog. It's yeah. Urs is quite close there. She's when she's not actually working out, she'll be hanging out in the in the crew mess, just talking shit and drinking coffee.
Probably my run buddy.
Yeah. I'll give you a run for it.
You probably will. I'm doing my best to at least make it a mile at a decent rate.
One of the better things about growing up in the military, it's I'm used to this.
I mean, I had some training as a noble, but we didn't really get too hard calisthenics.
Well, I'll get you nice and hot for it then.
That was reasonable. And they're able to start charge in their sword drawn and have a good old time.
You do that, I'll just hang back and keep your backs clear.
Fair enough for me.
Yeah. Don't try not to shut up too much. I'll probably be the one repairs. It's hard enough taking care of my own mech and other mechs with my squad.
I'll try to keep it in one piece if I can help it.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in speed is life.
Yeah. Luckily, a lot of the surface armor is easy to replace. It's just anything deeper or any kind of more customization leads to a headache.
Well, I've got my machine pretty stocked, and it's solid as it is, so I'll take it.
Yeah, it's just the reports you have to do for anything else other than the armor repairs just really, really suck.
I feel you, brother.
Yeah, mine's quite customized already, but that's because parts are hard to find. So it's all cobbled up. You'll have a field time just looking at it, I'm sure.
Yeah, haven't had much chance.
What'd you say?
Vegas?
I said, thought it was to one of the. Oh, I'll go. I just haven't really had much of chance to customize mine over the years, but the jobs have just been basic pay, pretty much. Food, fuel, armor repairs, and maybe ammo. Not real much. They must have been paying me for my tech skills, which are quite substantial.
Okay, so we are capable hands for that.
Good. And I have a big smile. Good.
Just leave my software alone, and you can fix anything else that goes wrong with it.
Oh, don't worry. Just ignore the fact that I might play Highway to the Danger Zone while I'm working on yours.
Oh, go ahead. I'll be somewhere else then.
All
You
right.
do special
And
with your
if it-
griff.
I would
And if it-
recommend you do not kick the legs of my griff while working on it.
Don't worry. I'll just probably add a Griffin figurehead for yours, for at least part of the cockpit.
Gee, grief.
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
Says a man that is wearing a rainbow striped top hat with a pinwheel in the top of it.
Not striped. Rainbow swirl. Like tie-dye swirl.
Fair
Close enough.
It's striped if you look at it the wrong way.
I mean, don't worry. I won't make you too gaudy. I'll just make you as fashionable as myself, and I tip the hat.
Quite.
I prefer a nice, even, just plain green. Make it easier to stay in the woods. Just stay there.
I get that. I'm the one usually just taking a lot of fire myself and my Thunderbolt. Just if they gotta see me, I want it to hurt.
All right, I got rid of black on mine. So this should be just fine.
But then again, it's always nice to go into battle fancy. Put on your best.
The man that is wearing a rainbow.
So, yeah. What do we know about the place we're going?
You know that it is a relatively temperate world, and you do have a basic map of the location. Would you like me to switch you over to it?
Yeah.
Sure. Nice.
Okay, zoom out a bit, perhaps.
The lighter gray is the footprint of a building. The black is roads. The brown is rapid ascension or descension of terrain. Green is forest or copse of trees. And the more yellow-green is grass.
Okay, it's not too bad.
Roger.
To island area.
Would you like me to switch you over to it?
That shouldn't be too bad. It's here for
So,
defense, I think.
Michael, if you could just paint my map as a nice light camo colors to make it easier to blend into the woods here. If you got the time for it, that is.
That I can do. You want light forest or heavy duty forest camo? And there
light
is a
forest.
difference.
Yeah,
All right. I see if the other techs at the little bay would let me paint his unit light forest camo.
Who are you asking about this?
The techs that allow me. They probably want to make sure that it's all safe and sound, but I want them to let them know that I'll be painting it. If I can use some of their tools. Probably not, but
They take one look at you, and you hear someone cursing in a language that you don't understand from above and behind you. you can't understand what they're saying, but you can tell by the tone of voice. It's probably cursing. And the two mechs that you're talking to tell you that you're not allowed to use anything that's particularly expensive, and don't touch anything in Bay 3.
All right.
Immediately goes to Bay 3.
Pretty much.
I'll avoid Bay 3 then. And his unit is in what? Bay. Which bay?
Well, one of you's in Bay 8.
I know I'm Bay 8.
And which bay is the Heliopolis in?
Let's see. You're in Bay 1.
Nice. Nice.
All right, head to Bay
Then
1.
Then Jack's mech is in Bay 12. Davrum's in 6. You're in 8, and Casper is in Bay 2 of the 2 aerospace bays.
I think he got us around the wrong way.
Or possibly.
Yeah. I'm in Bay 2 of the aerospace. Yep.
Mhm.
I'll take the other spot. So Bay 6 for me then.
No, I said oh right, yes, Casper is crew card, not yes. Anyway.
Welcome back, Jack versus the Aero Jock.
Yes. Close enough. I'm sure it's fine. We can fit your mech inside of an aerospace bay, right?
Starslayer probably had a good shot at it.
Anyway.
Some of those aerospace bays are pretty big.
Just
110 fighters, still a pretty big piece of machinery.
do it
Yeah.
like IKEA. Put it in boxes.
Just disassemble the arms and legs, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Either way, it flies
Probably.
exactly the same. Whether it's got arms and legs or it doesn't have arms and legs.
Hey, mine does jump, thank you.
I jump higher.
Yes.
For being airborne a lot longer for some strange reason.
Yeah,
I
small
mean,
wonder
define
that.
laws of yeah. Define laws of physics.
It's unnatural. Anyway.
If they wanted us to fly, they wouldn't have given us canards.
Mm-hmm.
Canards are gay, though.
I know, but I've still got canards on my aerospace fighter because it's the only one with decent weaponry for a 60-tonner.
That's gonna be still some heavy firepower that thing's gonna be bringing. Running?
I am running a God. What is it? It's an F92. It was where's my chart? It's a Stingray F92.
Okay.
So I'm running ER PPC, 2 mediums, and 2 ER large.
Yeah, that'll lose my hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one run.
Hey, we got an eye in the sky, which means better recon.
Yep, I'll take what I can get. 585 only moves you so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm at full sprint, you'll just walk beside me. I do all my running in the hangar, not in the mech.
Fair.
Mhm.
That's what I'll be working on. Get my
Yeah.
laps in.
I do not run.
Good luck. Anyway.
I'll print this Heliopolis Light Force screen while we doing the transit and everything. Make it a good paint job.
Mhm.
That's what
Ah,
You see what the
Romeus.
jackass-
So I'm gonna be honest with everyone. I don't actually pay attention to the chat in the Roll20. If you want to ask me a question, you're gonna need to actually say it, or
Roger
like
that.
ping me in somewhere so that I know that you want to say something while someone else is talking.
If it's important, I will.
You mean ping you in Discord instead of?
Yes, because otherwise
Okay.
I'm not going to see it in the Roll20. Use the either broken comms or the built-in text chat for the voice channel.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to actually check it. I'm just going to see. Oh yes, someone has pinged me. Who was it that wanted something?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
so
my question was: does the group we were traveling with have any information on forces active in the area that will be deployed, and other mission relevant intel that they're willing to share?
they know about as much as you do.
I'm going into
As
this. knowing
far
nothing
as
over
they
defense.
are as far as they understand, there are a number of relatively small pirate forces in the region, which might end up getting contracted out by whomever it is that they're fearing is going to try and sabotage their efforts. There might be a Capellan raiding party occasionally. There might be another Free Worlds League world coming over to do something, because it might be Tuesday that whenever it is the land, and so there's another civil war going on. You know, it's the purple bird.
It's Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thank you very much.
Exactly. And have a civil war without some tacos Tuesday.
This is what the civil war was over. One faction believes in Taco Thursdays, the other believes in Taco Tuesdays. Eventually, they could not come to an agreement, and as there was an impasse and words could not manage to calm relations, they had to fight. This was only between two planets, but it's still a civil war.
Valid.
You think they would come together for Kitty Tuesday?
Well, that's another set of planets.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just need two C-Bill Tuesday.
Oh, don't start a fourth fucking fun.
Hey,
This is in fact the fifth time this has happened. Luckily, there are no members of the Free Worlds League on the ship, so... Well, none that are
Technically.
openly part of the Free Worlds League.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's always a chance.
Oh, on
There's
that note,
always a
I
non-zero chance.
on that note, I sneak into the mech drop cafeteria to steal coffee.
The cafeteria is for the entire ship. The lounge is... But, yes, I understand what you mean.
Sneak in to steal coffee.
That's what really Armor runs on, caffeine. And
Mm-hmm.
sounds like we got some adventures ahead of us, boys and girls.
There's always a chance.
Yeah. Hopefully the coffee is just as strong there as it is here. Otherwise, it's
You
going to be
notice
a
that the coffee
bitchin'
on the
time.
ship is, in fact, actually garbage, except for in the cafeteria. The lounge coffee is highly acidic.
Well, there's a reason behind it, so just leave it at that.
Oh God.
It's made to be that way.
It's made to be that way because it's been sitting on heat for the last 4 hours.
Yes.
Which is why I stole the coffee from the cafeteria, not the lounge.
You killed a Joe, make some mo.
Mhm.
You drink the lounge coffee to fuel your hate. Not for caffeine, but for hate.
You killed
Absolutely.
Yep. Apparently, we couldn't get the Black Rock Coffee Company stuff in. Hashtag not sponsored.
Yes. So, is there anything else that you guys want to do before you hit the planet? It's made to be that way because it's been sitting on heat for the last.
Make sure my playlist is loaded. I'm making sure our playlist is loaded. In my neck.
I gotta check in there. It's not where you are.
Oh, is that Cap C? Caps T?
Oh, no, sorry. I tend to mutter to myself when I'm doing something.
Mm. Okay. So nothing else then?
We got a Steam, a Thunderbolt, a Star Slayer, a Griffin, and what else?
Hellopolis.
Oh God, that thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I stand on one edge of this island, the minimum range of my weapon is the other end of the island.
Yes.
Yes.
Already.
He is made. Yeah, he is made to delete zip codes.
And if it's too close, I'm about as armed as a commando.
Hey, commandos are pretty well armed.
Just not for long.
Large laser. Hey, that large laser. A large laser with that much speed is pretty nice.
That does depend on which commando you're running.
I think it's a 2D, the large laser and SRM6. That's my close range weapons.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't sneeze on an SRM6.
Well, I can level my gun barrel further down and hit things, but it's wildly inaccurate, so I'd rather not.
You can also bonk them with a gun barrel.
No, because I want it to be accurate at long distances. It's a precision weapon.
Oh yeah, but you can also bonk them with the gun barrel.
And then he has to replace the gun barrel.
No. Michael has to replace the gun barrel.
Yes, I have to. I'm saying it's okay.
You've seen the size of them?
Yeah, it's kind of low reach.
That thing.
But anyway, I make sure my playlist is loaded and we're pretty much good to go.
This stuff will go back to squad.
I'll be plotting in the planetary data as we're landing, just to make sure. Michael's...
Okay.
Yeah. In case we're hitting a combat zone.
And then he has to replace the gun barrel.
No. Michael has to replace the gun barrel.
Yes, I have to.
Are you gonna be like Mike or Michael for yours, maybe?
Mikey, for sure. Because I got the keys to drive your mechs.
Oh boy.
He does not have to have the keys to drive your mechs.
Well,
God, you're gonna wish he needed them.
Yeah.
I've given them on the with the clause that do not touch my fire controls.
Oh, don't worry. That'd be super accurate and amazing.
I know where your bunk is. Do not touch my fire controls.
Duly noted.
Alrighty. Anybody else that we can chat with or wants to chat with us?
Let's do this, because that's a more pronounceable name.
Oh,
Hot
God.
pants.
Hot pants. I will not tell you guys why.
Okay.
Because she wears hot pants.
No. That would be the simple and easy explanation, but no.
Because her pants are always hot to go.
You're close. Pants were hot, and they went.
Oh boy.
And then the CEO came in for a surprise inspection.
Oh, so you got caught doing the nasty where you shouldn't have done it in the pasty.
If pants are physically hot due to hot liquids, they go because I don't want to burn myself. And then inspection. There I'm standing in.
So another
yeah.
hot coffee scenario.
Yeah. I had a bit to react and wasn't sitting in a car, so
Oof.
Fair enough.
pants off, not burning, and then call sign hot pants.
I mean, mine's is pretty
Damn, I
easy.
told it.
Call
told it
sign
anyway.
a ghost. Gee, I wonder why.
Weird. I've seen those comics.
Those old Terran comics from way back when.
Those are nostalgic. True classics.
I got one or two reproductions.
That they're not the same though.
Oh yeah, but do you know how much those fucking things actually cost these days? Be half my father's estate.
Yeah, I've just seen the reruns. But yeah, they are hella expensive.
You should try it. It isn't too bad to come by.
I've seen those comics.
So before we land, our boss gonna sit here and give us a quick rundown.
Technically speaking, you don't have a boss at the moment. Because the guy that's in charge of the ship is not your boss. He's your driver.
Gotcha. Then I'll look over at Jack for that then.
Oh my goodness.
Did you read the briefing?
That's
Great question.
are you talking to me? As far as like I mean it's pretty much what you've already stated.
Yes.
So we've been hired by Cloud Freak LLC, a leopard parts manufacturer, to guard their primary factory.
Not a primary factory, a research facility for the most part, but yes.
Okay. We should just be prepared for possible attacks from Roman compellents, Roman pirates, or Merrick forces.
Okay, is there a difference between those three?
Occasionally.
Hope they are.
If it's red on the
Yeah.
radar, it's dead.
Yes, paint job and quality of mechs. Usually in worst to greatest, it's Capellans, Bandits, then Free Worlds League.
I haven't paid much attention to those politics. I've just been doing what I've been told thus far, so I'll just have
If
to do.
I mean, thank you. But I only paid attention because I'm the one that has to do the repairs, and I usually have to pick a salvage. And I would rather pick off Free Worlds League than anything Capellan. I had to do so much rewiring with Capellan tech. So much rewiring. And his eyes go wide, and he's got like a weird twitch as he says it. So much
Fire
rewiring.
safe.
Yeah. But bandits, you'd be amazed sometimes. You'll find a gem or three if you're, depending on the luck and time of day.
They can be quite ingenious at times.
Oh, yeah. I found an honest to God SRM8 that was made by, and I shit you not, duct taping and super gluing two SRM4s together.
Well, nice.
Yeah, it worked is the weird part. And very minimal heat and not as hot as you would think. They cannibalize the double heat sink in parts from what I noticed of it, but someone else, but that has been taken long, long ago.
Hopefully, we won't run into that shenanigan. But pirates, God only knows.
Eh. Now if those rats would only stick to pie, that would make my day. And he smiles at that one.
Hmm. Okay, so what do we know about the waters around the island? What's the
It
winnings of attack
is.
here?
So I will eventually get the elevations in for the entire island. As you see, I've started doing on the west side. But
Okay.
for the
Yeah.
most part, it is too shallow for larger craft. There are a lot of reefs and rock outcroppings in the water along with the islands, making it relatively difficult to have a pier on it. The only locations that it is feasible, or well, only location, singular, realistically, that it's feasible to actually be able to do much of anything with is right here. However, they have not actually done anything with that. They have put in a retaining wall over here in order to shore up where the ground is, but for the most part, unless you have a relatively small craft that is more nimble than most landing ships, you're probably going to have to land right there in that northern section. There are some areas like, say, here that if you have a smaller craft, then you could reasonably be able to land there. But
And it's not deep enough to warrant to make it difficult for a mech to wade across.
yeah, it's not too. It is not too deep. You can get from the main island to the smaller islands relatively easily.
So
And
basically, level 1 water.
Yeah.
What about sea transport?
There is a decent sized city that does have actual ports not too far away from here. It's roughly like 6 kilometers to the north. But that's the start of its metro area. Is 6 kilometers away. The actual port is a bit farther than that. I'm using kilometers only because of the fact that that's what BattleTech has insisted is standard for everywhere, and we're not in Taurian space.
Fair enough.
At least I get to understand the distances then.
Yeah.
Same.
Anyway, so
Easy to convert.
the bridge in and out is decently robust. A 40-ton mech could probably cross it comfortably. Anything bigger than that would probably have a better time trying to wade around it.
Fair.
Otherwise, there are a small number of shacks that aren't worth being noted on the two larger islands that are off of it. So here and here. But those are more or less just places that the employees go to relax. So no permanent residence other than inside of the no permanent residences for any civilians on the island. Though the offices do have facilities to accommodate workers that don't have the capacity to reasonably go home in a timely fashion.
All right.
So not too bad of a setup.
Yeah.
I was thinking we might have to prepare for water landings of transports. But with the way that it's shallows all around, that's a good thing.
I think we'll have a decent shot trying to cover in.
Yeah. Like the mechs would probably be coming from this angle. It ain't from this kind of from this area. If they don't decide to land right on top of us, which I doubt they would, considering all of the fences and aerial cover.
Either way, we know they were coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or we could just blow the bridge up, and while they would actually have the cooling advantage, they would be able to just smash them easily with the speed reduction. So yeah, this is going to be a cakewalk, gentlemen.
We're
Wow.
screwed.
Wait a yep. He done messed up.
Congratulations, you have now all earned the cursed trait.
Aye.
Don't sell the skin for their shot.
Son of a.
You will now proceed to auto fail when it would be funniest.
Oh my goodness.
May God have mercy on our souls.
Anyway, not really, no.
As a space jock.
I'm not actually going to do that, and also I'm not changing anything from what I was already planning to do.
Fair enough.
Which was to kill us anyway, but
No. Maybe maim you a bit, build some character, but not kill you.
all fun and games until somebody kicks that griffin leg.
Pretty much.
I'm
What do you
glad
got
I'm
special
gonna
to
be.
that, Griffin?
I think it has. So I couldn't find the original MTF file. I know I sent the output to Erst, but I don't know. I tried redoing it in the mech lab, and it's only at 54.5 tons out of 55. So I know I'm fudging up something, but it's got the important
I
part.
mean, you should be, if you sent it to me, then it should be in DM somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any DMs from you. So
Not,
is
no,
it
it would have been
in?
in. It would have been in this chat somewhere.
Have a look in the thread. The
Just
character
gonna-
It should be in the
Care Bear.
thread then. Let's see. You only sent me a picture of your mech and your character sheet.
Okay, there's the 2 in. I gotta look for the 1 in version.
Oh god, that pine job.
Oh, you might have. Yeah, you might have posted it in game discussion. So it's going to be up there somewhere. It's lost forever.
No,
Hey,
there's
I
a
got my
certain
first
thing.
real
I found
sub.
it.
Oh,
Found it.
congrats.
Yay! Thanks, Fire. I know that cat from another chat.
The day will mark a beautiful day.
All right, now that we got that good luck going for us, let's hear kick ass.
That counteracts the curse. Hopefully.
It only costs $5 to counteract the curse.
That's a cheap curse then.
Please make donations to.
No. Though I actually have an anime game on Saturday on Sunday night that I'm going to be playing as effectively Seto Kaiba.
Oh no.
You ever heard of Anima?
No.
Anima, another different chaotic sensation.
Anima is a tabletop role-playing game that was invented by a weeaboo Spaniard in conjunction with some Japanese friends of his, and it is it's really funny. Like, a level 1 character is Goku from the first episode of Dragon Ball. And Goku from the start of Dragon Ball Z is a level 5 character.
Overpowered as hell.
Yes, it's really funny. Also depends on how you build your character. But anyway, I'm playing as a mage who is going to be using magic cards as a weapon.
Let's go.
One of my
Magic
disadvantages is Mokuba.
Magic cards or magic cards?
Magic cards, a deck of magical cards
Okay,
that I
so-
can throw at
CG.
people.
There we go.
Not
right.
Magic the Gathering.
Okay, yeah.
Why would I be using Magic the Gathering cards if I'm playing as Seto Kaiba? I should be using Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
There is that.
I don't know the characters. I wouldn't know.
Okay, yeah, no, Seto Kaiba is an obnoxious child billionaire from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh.
But he is a billionaire.
Yes. However, his parents were killed, and then his adoptive dad was killed. So he's a bit of an ass. Anyway, moving on from that. Yes, screw the rules. I have money. Moving on
We'll
from
work
that.
on
So, reaching Planetfall, you're finally able to actually see the facility a bit better. I have now actually labeled all of the buildings.
Alright.
Which I might need to make the labels a bit bigger. I'll go ahead and do that.
I mean, it's not too bad.
I've seen worse.
I mean, I can make the labels bigger very quickly, so.
Cool. fly over benefits of my viewers. It's all fancy schmancy.
You have viewers?
So
Few-
it's a Griffin 1N with 19 machine guns and 2 medium lasers.
What was that
So
again?
I'll be on.
Tell me you have case on that thing.
Have what on it?
Case, he asked, and
No.
cases
'cause it's a
for
1N.
cases for cowards.
That's why I said, do not kick my leg. Don't kick my leg.
It's just machine gun ammo.
I posted the picture a couple times in here that I made for it.
Oh no.
Where is it? Oh, here we go. This is my favorite.
Anyway,
One day when it happens and I blow up, this image will go right back into Discord again.
Fair.
I call it the Care Bear because it just wants to come up and hug you.
so you are here along with 4 other independent battle mech jocks. Touching down on the planet, you are met with by your representative with the corporation, Alasin Gioni. Alasin Gioni. The man looks like a corporate rat if you've ever seen one. I'm not going to bother with finding character art for him because he's not important enough for character art.
No, he's probably
But-
in a state of permanent anger for being named after a woman. As a man.
My name is.
It's worse.
How do you do?
Now you gonna die. Anyway, yeah, no, he that Allison is, I'm pretty sure, actually a man name. He is Albanian he's of Albanian descent. So I need you to imagine an Albanian. Now make him a corpo suit, and that is your man. This is Mr. Johnson.
Already failed. I pictured an albino instead.
I mean, if you want to imagine him as being an Albanian albino, then go ahead. But anyway, so he is greasy as greasy gets, but you're pretty sure that he's not actually actively trying to get you killed. He's just trying to save money as much as he physically can.
Does he needs all that grease for his hair?
Of course.
Absolutely. I meant more metaphorically and spiritually, but if you want to look at it that way, sure. So, soon as you touch down, you are instructed by the intercom to exit the dropship to the west and exit the starport onto the road. Then to make your way over to near-ish the offices where you will be offloaded from your mechs and introduced to your boss for the mission.
Alrighty.
The 2 groups of 4 battle mechs are being split up, and with your four making up Lance Bravo and the other four making up Lance Charlie. Upon getting out, he is there waiting for you, along with a small number of other personnel that are there for getting you to your accommodations for while you're staying here. The contract is for a period of 3 months until they can manage to get the paperwork through to hire more permanent security.
So my Stingray will be at this starport, wouldn't it?
Yes, your Stingray is staying in the dropship, being prepared for launch if needed.
Oh, yeah.
You are specifically to be staying on the dropship so that you can scramble, but you are card over to the offices as well so that you can be part of the rest of the orientation.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and just put your fighter on top of the dropship there. This then you get here at roughly 10 in the morning, and by the time that all of the paperwork is done and empty platitudes and assorted bullshit is out of the way, it is now 3 in the afternoon, and he finally asks, "Are there any questions beyond what could be answered by reading the initial brief?"
I raise my hand and going, salvage rights.
You don't.
I think I broke up, but you were saying salvage rights?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what are the terms of our contract? Have we seen the outline of it? Besides, like, we know it's 3 months long and that we're here, but how much does it pay? And
so all of you are being paid a sum of 250,000 C-bills for being here. In the event of a combat action, you will be given additional hazard pay equal to 500,000 C-bills. In the event that your mech is damaged, they will cover half the repair cost. And if it is lost, then there is no clause for this. They have not said what they will do if it is lost. They will provide they will provide the facilities for repairing your battle mechs if the need arises. As well, they will provide additional ammunition, provided that the munitions are commonly available on planet.
Nice thing about having a J boat.
Hmm?
Your PPC, medium lasers, and the large. I'm good.
Yes.
Sniper artillery ammunitions, are they available should need arise?
Roll 1d100.
Good luck.
Why can't I get there?
Sniper artillery munitions are not available, though in theory they could make them, but they have no lines that are set up for that, and they're not going to make any lines available under the circumstances. They will instead provide compensation for your munition expenditure based on the going market rate.
Seems reasonable.
Sounds acceptable.
What if by some chance it's part of any salvage?
Salvage rights are limited. Any battle mechs that you take out, they have claim over the engines and any weaponry that would otherwise potentially be placed into a Leopard dropship. You may salvage anything else. So the Leopard, under normal circumstances, is armed with PPCs, LRM 20s, medium lasers, and large lasers.
This is something. But
They're willing to allow you to salvage medium lasers, if only because of the fact that they're so inexpensive and literally everywhere.
Oh, we can get that Frank's Red Hot.
Yes.
I think I call them mech herpes because they're everywhere.
There's a reason why they're everywhere. They're very good.
facts.
Anyway. So,
Alright, I guess it
in the event of your death or dismemberment, they will provide compensation to your next of kin.
I'm sure my folks will appreciate that.
The compensation being the price of moving what is left of you to them, and possibly enough to bury you under normal circumstances. Depending on how far away they have to ship your goop.
That's it. That's a bonus for me because I bury myself if I crash.
There is that.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
So I guess the next thing would be set up a patrol schedule.
Okay. The majority of the battle mechs for the other lands are relatively there's nothing to really write home about. There is a dragon, oddly enough, but other than that, most of them are an assortment of mid-tier mediums and lights.
Still hold up well. At least by us.
Do we have assigned sectors that we're to guard while we're here? As far as like between the different groups, do we have a specific region that we're supposed to protect versus them? Like, so you see this island, say, let's break it up into like 4 quadrants, where like factory 1 is in the upper right. Like, would our set of mechs have to be up there in that particular area, responsible for the safety of that zone, or something of that nature?
As it stands, there is in fact no schedule set up. They intended for you to come up with it all yourselves.
So we should meet up with Charlie group and discuss this. Because we're wildly different units, so it would be nice to
Do some
Smash up.
collabing.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, well, meeting up with Charlie Lands, they don't really particularly care how it ends up being divvied up or whatnot. One of them suggests that the island the island just be have a mech put in each corner, and then they switch off who's watching the corner in shifts.
Yeah. Do 12-hour shifts, just guard your corner.
Who's got the morning? Who's got the night?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Scissors.
Paper.
They rolled paper. So since you chose scissors, then they got paper. You win. Do you want day or night shift?
We'll take days.
One of them is happy. The rest of them are horrifically miserable.
Unless there was any objections from our own crew.
I got nothing.
Alrighty.
Good deal.
Let's get to work.
Okay, who's going to take what corner?
I'll
I
take
will
the
take the upper
more.
right.
You should
I was
be
gonna
able to. I believe you should be able to move your mech tokens.
How? Because when I go to click on it, it just pulls up a square.
Yeah, just click and drag.
Yeah, I can't click on mine.
Ah,
Same.
So
let me see.
whilst we're fixing that, I'm gonna suggest I'm taking the lower left quadrant because I am assuming they'll be coming over the bridge.
Plus, that gives you a lot of fire range, so
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Okay, so you want to be somewhere in the general vicinity of the starport then? Or oh no, you said lower left. Okay, so
Lower left. So down like here. No, look,
About where I put you?
further.
You
Further
put on the island?
Yeah,
what?
I'll wait out on the island.
Which island?
The big one that had the
Big
small
one.
shacks, the stompables,
Yeah,
as I'm going
Okay.
to call them.
Okay.
because then I can reach in between the buildings. Like down here, yes.
You get to here and notice that it is too deep to actually cross through to the other side of the island.
Okay, then I'll
So he goes into submersible mode.
this is,
Are you willing to? Are you willing to try? You only have to cross 3 hexes.
That's about 90 meters. Like, yeah, I'll do the walk.
Roll piloting.
Oh, goodness.
That's plus let's find the right window. $17.
As you go through, the current makes you think that you might not make it for a minute there, but you manage to make it across onto the island.
I'll post up as far southwest as I can go.
The moment
Just
when he realizes he has to make it back at some point.
I'll just have someone come on with a small boat for provisions. I can camp out. Should
Maybe
I'll be
boat out.
yeah, I'll be fine out here, right?
Okay.
Got checks.
He doesn't offer any guarantees. We'll be fine. Everything's fine.
Okay. Romeus, where do you want to be?
How did he do that ping thing? Probably.
Click and hold.
Click and hold, and you ping, and then you, if you have the measure tool at least.
Probably around like here.
Did you ping the lower right hand?
No, it's upper right.
Oh, I didn't actually see where you pinged at.
Somewhere around this area. It's fine with me.
Oh, I see.
So near the bridge?
Whoa. little south of that. Like I need to cover.
Around the
I can't be standing out in the open.
intersection.
Somebody smack me and it's footskis. I just need to see them before they see me. Yeah.
Okay. Megas, where do you want to be?
I'm probably gonna be like a hex or two before the bridge.
Someone's already covering the top right.
I mean, I can go
What about-
bottom right. That's fine.
What about top left?
Top left is open.
I'll take that then.
Do you want to be by the beach, or do you want to be on the on the outcropping?
At the beach, like yeah, like somewhere like around. Yeah.
Okay.
So at least the lower right to me.
Yep.
I'll be just a little bit outside the starport. Might
Hey,
be able to see
handsome,
my,
what you doing?
Nice night for a walk, eh?
What are you looking for, huh? I have rabbits. One of them came up on the bed to see what I was doing.
So the starport is a multi-story building. Do you want to be closer to the beach or stay where you are?
Close to the beach. That way I can jump pretty quick between either of the hillish areas.
Right.
That's a good spot to start with.
Okay. Good deal.
And you've got a star slayer, right?
Yep.
That's a laser boat, so you do not want smoke in your way.
Not normally,
Okay.
but opposing
Wouldn't you
the
be better off
distance,
standing in the water too? Isn't that like a thing?
Yeah.
But I mean, I gotta jump too. So if I'm in the water, I can't jump.
And
Plus, I'm pretty heat efficient, actually.
If you tell me you're heat efficient, that means you didn't add enough lasers.
Well, it's a stock mech.
You know, I got one medium laser in my head that's pointing to the rear. I get ERPPC, a large laser, and two other medium lasers, and I can sink 24 heat. I can save cycle.
you got close to 4 times my heat seeking capabilities. Or 3 times. Yeah.
Mhm.
Can I pre-plot like landing spots for my artillery?
Yes.
Yeah, because I want one.
Draw out kill zones where you want to pre-plot targeting solutions to.
Let's see, can I make boxes within it properly? Yeah, I can.
Yes.
Yes. Let's do ellipses, I think.
I know exactly where I'm situated. The couch in the lounge.
So I
Not a
want.
bad place to be.
there, and I think. How precise can I be with this?
You're going to be at least plus minus 1 hex on where you're aiming.
Well, artillery is to my concern.
Yeah, I've got more than just explosives, which is why I'm plotting there as well. So I can
Also, he did specify that if there is excessive damage to the facility, you will not be getting paid at all.
Got it.
The facility does include roads.
So
However-
no cluster bombs.
Damage from stomping on the road is different from damage intentionally blowing the road up. These two things are not the same.
One is re-asphalting the road. The other one is filling in a crater.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm cratering things. So hopefully it won't come to that. Yeah.
Also,
I'll
they
get-
have specified they kind of need the bridge, and it's like a year's worth of work to get a new one built. So,
And blow
Did you-
things up, got it.
Are these red circles where he's pre-marking?
yes, those are his pre-plotted kill zones.
Why is there one directly in front of me?
You're not necessarily going to be there if he fires there.
And because I'm loading smoke ammunitions as well, I can really smoke, which
Yeah,
will help
handy.
you.
When this invariably devolves into a knife fight.
Hey, my shift's over at night, man. That other team better get their ass out there.
Those will be my kill spots.
Okay. Anyone else want to do any preparations of their particular posts?
I would like to figure out the atmospheric conditions for attack runs, basically. What are the winds like?
Being that you're on the ocean, wind is generally consistently the same direction, though it can vary considerably in how high the wind is. As of the time of your landing, it's not too bad. Over the course of the first week you're there, there's a minor storm, but it's not nearly enough to be able to do anything to you, especially at combat altitudes.
Yep. Okay.
Anyone else?
I guess the next
No.
question is what we got for when we're off duty for things to keep us entertained.
Cards?
Well,
Fishing?
there's fishing, there's gambling, there's walking around the island, I suppose.
I've got this bunch of small shacks to just talk to people in.
Sleeping.
Is this what we're doing when we're not on patrol duty?
Yes.
Right.
How long are our patrol duty shifts?
12 hours because there's 2 lances. Technically, Alpha Lance exists. However, the company does not want to pay for the actual Merc company. So they are only being deployed in the event of an emergency where they are actually necessary.
AKA where they attack the dropship.
or if it looks like you're losing.
We're the B team.
You're Bravo
The
team,
enemy
yes.
shows up. We're like, oh god, eject. We're losing. So they sorry.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh no, we're gonna lose. It just ejects.
Mind you, in the event that it is necessary to bail your asses out, a Marauder 2 is with twin UAC 5s is prepared to launch.
That makes you feel warm and fuzzy.
That must have been what was in Bay 3.
The question is, how much is that going to cost us?
That's not costing you. That's costing the company. That's why they're not on patrol.
Right.
He's getting a reduced rate since he doesn't have to do as much work.
Yep. All they have to do is sit there and drink coffee. And if you end up damaging something, then they're going to help the local maintenance and supplement their tech staff. But otherwise, they're basically just sitting here. They're glorified mobile workshop and taxi service.
So almost a vacation. Almost a vacation for them.
More or less.
We'll see what we can get into in the meantime.
Okay. Anything in particular you want to try doing?
Well, I'm sure we get one chance to go out and see whatever they got for the nightlife in the city, if there is one relative nearby.
I told you there is one. It's about 6 clicks north of you.
How long does it take to travel that distance? Because you're not going to be doing that in a mech.
6 clicks?
6
It's not
clicks?
that far.
Oh,
6 kilometers is like 3 miles.
10 minutes by car, tops.
Give or take, yeah. You're close enough to where you could pretty easily get a taxi out to you.
Nice.
I can shoot that town. So,
Yes, you could. But
Don't
should
bet
you?
no. They are not safe.
Are you going to give in to the intrusive thoughts? Are you going to do a funny?
I'll plot the firing solutions.
okay,
I'll not
vibrate.
push the trigger. It's good practice, right?
Sure. Luckily, you don't have a laser designator so that they know that you're locking onto them.
Yes.
Who are you shooting at now?
He's not shooting. He's, she, I suppose. Oslog is, plotting firing solutions towards the city.
As practice.
As practice.
Jesus. It's all fun and games until that curse takes effect and you accidentally hit the fire button.
That's why I'm just doing it all digital. I'm not actually moving my gun arm. Because then things starts getting real.
What's a smoke shell or some white phosphorus? You know, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
It's cheap.
Anyway.
They want no one hit them.
Anyway, so you want to take some time from your 12 hours off to go into the city?
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Knowing how on the spot things cannot happen, I'll stay out of the city. I'll stay on location in case shit hits the fan.
Okay. During the night shift, the other mech that's covering the southwest corner is a Whitworth. It is chosen to sit in the cliffs that are overlooking that side of the island instead.
Understandable.
It does have jump jets, so it could actually just jump over the deep water. However, the pilot does not wish to test it.
Better safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We can manage it as it is.
Yeah. Anyway, so, crew card, you said that you wanted to go into town?
Yeah, I figure a few of us to head out like one of the evenings and go at least enjoy a little bit.
Okay, Ashlog is,
seafood difference.
right. Ashlog is chosen to stay on site, just in case. Who else is going with Casper then?
Devon right because he's going to be having some really weird sleep patterns trying to cover both shifts.
Oh, he's not covering both shifts.
Okay.
There is a separate aerospace asset that's in Bay 1.
Okay, idea.
And it actually is technically capable of covering both shifts, though they don't want to, as it is a dirigible.
There is that.
So it can stay up in the air and just switch out who's flying it, but they don't want to.
Fair enough.
Besides, the dropship usually brings some pretty heavy firepower if it really push came to shove.
Are there
Yeah.
are there things like need to be well rested or like different like levels of tiredness and stuff like that? You have to plan accordingly.
There can be. Are you going to pay attention to that? Do you want to roll some endurance checks?
Hopefully, we will have to get that in depth with things.
True.
You need to get at minimum 6 hours of sleep.
Okay, that is what I was looking for.
So you can easily get into town under 10 minutes, maybe half an hour. But of course, the 10 minutes is the edge of its metro area, not the city itself. The city itself is like 30, 45 minutes away, which not that far, but
Do our clients have any rules on like where we can't go? Like, are there any restraints on like?
you have to be capable of getting back in a timely fashion in the event of a suspected attack or an actual attack. You also are highly discouraged from getting drunk at all because they don't want anyone talking about what the defenses are looking like here.
Yep. Just a little out, slight change of pace.
And they don't have any automated turrets, do they?
That's
Not
what
that
we
you
are.
can see.
I think. Am I allowed to during my off times, like just working on the strength training and sleeping the appropriate amount of time?
Yes.
And that's what I would like to do.
Sounds like a plan.
Anyone else?
We'll see what other kind of connections I can make in town. Saying hi to folks.
Okay.
Idaho, neighbor.
I mean, I am a face character. I'm supposed to interact with the local populace and get the lay of the land.
I trying to work on my strength.
Okay.
So lift weights. I want to bring it up from 11 to 12. So that's what 2 weights.
Yeah.
So just work on that.
Okay.
I was just gonna keep track of mine on a day-by-day basis in case, because you never know when the attack's gonna come. So
Fair
it's not a hard
enough.
one.
Be working on my dexterity on my off hours.
So I'm tracking 6 hours a day because I don't know if like a full like training thing is supposed to be considered 8 hours or
Most of the day is enough. So since most of a day is 6 hours is most of a day,
okay.
it's almost a full regular work day. And even then, that's arguably detrimental to try and go at it for a full 6 hours a day. Because there's only so much that you can actually get done before you start hurting yourself.
Right.
At least as far as physical stuff is concerned, anyway.
Yeah. I'm just going to try and upgrade my dexterity on the off time if possible.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it'll take like 5 weeks, but since we're here for 3 months, might as well, and it's a 14.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. So,
Will dancing be count as training?
but what?
Dancing or going to mosh pits?
I would consider dancing to be training dexterity, sure.
I'm looking around for like raves and mosh pits on my off time as training.
Moshing would be endurance or constitution.
Fair enough. I'll just stick with standard dancing and raves.
Oh boy.
Can't wait until that dice roll and it's like, well, you've broken a leg. You've got your face elbowed in. Excuse me?
It's on calisthenics and standard PT, all right?
Hey, your drink got spiked.
You wake up in a random bathtub with
Please
no
let
liver.
it be
Excuse
declared
me?
mommy. Please let it be declared elemental mommy. Please let it be declared elemental mommy.
There are no clan elemental mommies this far south.
Oh.
Yes.
Also, it is in fact drug fiend crack whore that stole your liver and kidneys.
God. Wait, was that actually rolled on?
Jesus. I hope not. If not, we're all screwed.
They make
That's what-
replacements for that now.
Yeah, it's called other people's organs.
I mean, you're right next to Capella. You're right next to the Magistracy of Canopus. They can grow a new one.
Yeah, they would have a tech at this time.
Big bonus
They
caddies
have
as
more
well.
than the tech at this time. And more than that, they're also going to find an interesting way for you to repay them if you can't.
Oof.
They're purposely going to set up a Wendy's so they can work out behind?
I mean, there's already a Space Wendy's, but a Swindy's, if you will.
Wendy's.
Swindy's already exists. However, I mean, not canonically, but as far as I'm concerned, Swindy's exists.
There's plenty of in and out type joints out there.
Yeah.
Every world their specialty.
hmm
I'm sure McDonald's still kind of would exist.
And its quality varies by the city, just like in real life. Sometimes by the neighborhood.
it's really by the neighborhood. I mean, what?
Or just across the street in my case.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You have two McDonald's that are across the street from each other?
No, we've got two burger places. We don't have McDonald's this far north.
Mm.
We got a Burger King, I think, up in Tromsø.
Mm.
But that's the closest.
Mm.
That's a 2-hour flight.
I better be some really good Burger King. Hashtag not sponsored.
We did a quick math check on it. They needed to sell, I think, about 24 burgers an hour to manage to stay afloat with one employee doing everything. So they're not coming to town.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. We've a town with about 10K people living in it. You won't sell that many.
Yeah. I'm surprised that they would need that many to stay afloat on a single employee.
Yeah.
Like, we've got a couple. I mean, where I live has 10,000 people living in it. It used to be under 10,000, but we've got a bunch of fast food places, and they've been open for a long time.
Yeah, but the employee...
It might be because there's more traffic here.
Yeah, I think so.
Because we are on highway, so...
Yeah, that can help.
Anyway. So, well, we're on a couple of highways. But anyway. So, moving back, so... everyone else has decided that they're going to be doing training other than Casper, who is going into the city. Well, I guess technically Michael is also going into the city.
Yeah, because he wants to get his party on.
Yeah.
Battle buddy.
Megas, you still with us?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, I wonder how they actually do their techno at the 3060s.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some kind of derivative from this point.
Techno never dies.
Yes, but I'm more of a...
I don't know about Techno Never Dies, but anyway.
Metal never dies. Techno just inbreeds.
Oh, God.
They particularly like disco here.
Okay, looks like I'll be doing my best Travolta impression.
Most of them will not understand a single thing about that. They don't know who Travolta is. It's been there's been 1,000 years.
I mean, out of character, I say that. But I'll do my, best disco dancing and everything, trying to build up some decks with it.
Yeah, the particular local flavor of disco is kinda sorta mixed with grunge a little bit, but also classical music. It's weird.
Well, you are in the
grungy.
So.
I almost think it'd be like ska at this point.
Hey, you can try to perform with dancing. See if you get on a roll.
Yeah.
If you have it.
You can roll perform untrained. Technically. Who died?
Sorry, I hit that on my mouse.
Yep. That's why I always open up the actual game window in a new tab so that it can't back out.
I mean, that could be something I do, but I'm just going to end dancing, just trying to get a good dance on. Do I have to roll performance?
Or was that?
So I'm just used to fantasy grounds, that's all.
Anyway, yeah. So, it's not too hard to find a dance club. The the bouncer looks at you a bit funny because he's not used to people that are quite as old, but and mostly young people here. So a little bit odd, but you're old enough to drink. You paid the toll and he lets you in. It's insignificant, relatively speaking, for how much money you got. Um, so roll dance.
I don't have a. That would be perform, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Perform charisma.
12. I
You
have
do
no
okay.
bonuses. Yeah. I'm just building a good workout.
Yeah. You don't hurt yourself. You don't do particularly well to impress anyone, but it's a good workout, and you have a good time.
Hey, it beats work. It beats going on the obstacle course with some guy yelling.
According to some people. Other people would say it's too loud.
What was
Anyway.
skills that do like streetwise type effects? Was that speechcraft or presence?
Streetwise
Streetwise is a knowledge check. So what specifically are you wanting to do?
The idea I had was just getting a lay of the land, seeing what the kind of things are going on around town.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's going to be a perception check, unless you're talking to people, in which case roll speechcraft to chat them up.
Yeah, I'll be chatting up. Let's see here. Not a negative number.
Where'd you roll at?
Oh, I hadn't rolled yet. I was typing it in and gave me a negative. I was like, no.
Okay. 17. That's not too bad. So you're rolling for speechcraft, persuasion. Okay. Yeah. I suppose you followed Megas to the dance club, or are you going off on your own?
Yeah, I'll be over to the dance club because it'd be a good way to, make conversations and find out what locals are like. Hey, here's a spot you can go check out and that kind of thing.
Right. Okay.
Hey, stay away from this place.
Right. So this particular dance club is relatively tourist friendly. Part of the reason why it actually showed up on the search. While you're talking to him, what specifically are you looking to find out?
More what are the bad places that are in town to avoid.
Okay.
Or if there's any troublemakers that are in town, like any known gangs or pirates that have played.
There are a number of relatively small time gangs. There's two kind of large-ish ones, but one of them only has a minor presence in this city. None of them, as far as anyone here is concerned, has any connections to, pirates. But there are a number of street gangs and the like. The city, including the metro area, has about 1.2 million people in it. So it's a decent size. That's something to be expected in this sort of place.
Gotcha.
But they, for the most part, keep to themselves. They they tell you, okay, these neighborhoods, which are more or less street names, so the general block area around the streets are more or less where to avoid.
Okay, definitely useful information. And then if things go badly, well, maybe you can make quick friends, or know where not to run.
Yeah.
Be looking for the cat girl brothels out there, man. What you doing? That's where the
That
real
was actually
information's
not on
at.
my radar.
There is, in fact, actually a cat girl brothel.
As the 100, matter of fact, the game wanted it in there so bad. It said 100.
And they have prices and everything.
Decent prices, I wouldn't go that far, but there is, in fact, a. Well, I mean, technically, it's not a brothel, but it's ran by Canopans, so.
It's a
For
massage
the right
parlor.
price. Yeah, for the right price, your email will be nice.
It's not a massage parlor, no, it is a casino. It's also not part of the planet.
It's just one of those
The hell?
pleasure circuses.
It is the Canopus Cat House Casino and Buffet.
Live shows every 2 hours.
We were looking for a brothel.
I mean, you were. Don't put words in my mouth. This is a Christian channel.
Yeah,
It
right.
doesn't
Not
show
anymore.
anything. It's just hot
It doesn't-
pants.
It doesn't show anything yet.
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think we should have to worry about it.
I'm not going to post actual porn. I'm not Megas.
Oh, God.
Hey, a mech without the torture plates is still considered porn.
Oh, God.
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's
there
a
we
battle
are.
mech.
Yeah. There I was, deepest Ocus Sabovia.
So there we were.
No locals.
Jungles of Siberia. The redcoat Velociraptor cavalry had us pinned down for months.
Hey, mercenaries eat free. Sounds good to me.
Probably drink for free if you go to,
With purchase of 100 sea bills or house bills equivalent of chips, rules and restrictions apply. Offer not available in all systems. Offer void at Jumpship, CCH Scratching Post, trademark, subsidiaries.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Come on, guys. We're not really going to fall for that. And as I watch everybody just haul butt over there, I'm like, oh, fuck.
But yes, so you see a billboard for this. It does, in fact, exist. The billboard is temporary. It is it's actually a mobile station. But they ferry people up and down for free, so.
Nice.
But that trip probably takes longer than 6 hours.
Yeah. So we're good. That'll be, if you guys want to celebrate that way after we're completed, we'll
It's a casino,
cut
not a
that
brothel.
press. Hey, we'll get there when we get there.
I'm gonna have to be doing a lot of speechcraft rolls. Shit's gonna get real.
I forgot about that.
What?
The what you posted.
Ah, yes.
Perfectly normal cat girl.
Yes.
So we get
Both genetically and mechanically engineered cat girls exist within Canopus.
Yep. Is that you got that one little picture file from a book? I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
From
from the
the-
house book. It's got it.
It's the A Time of War companion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway,
So we're learning things.
absolutely. Let's see. Is there anything else?
We'll just see what I'll find out on the different trips out there and explore a little bit, but make sure got company with whoever's wanting to go at the time.
Okay.
I'm
Anyone
just
other than
Be
Megas
adventurous.
wanting to go over the course of the first week?
Yep.
And I'm just keep going back to the to dance over the weeks.
Okay.
But uh, uh, but like other than that, not really. It's the rave dance clubs, neck duty, maybe the occasional kaiju flick.
Saving up for the cat girl brothel.
Probably.
Hey,
Yeah, the game
This
rolls
is
a
work.
straight up 100. The game's like, we're
Okay.
putting it in there. It's got to be there.
Yep.
Streaming, we've got to have it.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Our
What can
Jesus
I-
has spoken.
I mean,
Incidentally, I have no
mean,
idea if anyone's actually watching right now. However,
Yeah.
I cannot see anything that you're saying if you are saying anything.
I am not
Me?
on the stream for it would show up for it would not really it would throw my brain off.
Mm-hmm.
So can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, we'll be using the time for first week amongst the populace on the of the compound on the island.
Okay.
If they come out and just hang and talk and
Yeah.
be a bit social with them.
Okay, so that's what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, cabin fever is a bitch, so I'll be being social with the peoples.
Okay. Anything in particular you want to find out about or just want to get friendly with?
Yeah, just getting friendly, talking shit, playing cards, just being social.
Okay. Roll speechcraft then.
Being social in this role playing game?
What? Speechcraft. Let's see. I don't think I've got something there. No. So just straight roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Most of them are generally amicable with you.
Yeah, and that's the intent.
Not best friends, but they tolerate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Me, I try to make friends.
mm-hmm.
I'm trying to not make enemies. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so, Capsty, is there anything else you wanted to do, or are you just, goofing off waiting for, time to, go up and, make sure no one's coming?
Typically as a pilot, pilots mostly goof off until they're required to scramble. Especially when I
Okay.
can't drink.
Fair enough. Now, I mean, if you're staying on the compound, then it doesn't matter if you drink. It's only if you're going off into the town that they care.
Okay, rightio.
No, they'd prefer it if you were sober enough to be able to fly, but, you know,
As a flyer, I resent that.
Sober
one or
enough.
two never hurt anyone.
Thing, is it? Yeah,
Remember, it's 8 hours bottles of throttle.
that's right. I'll be drinking my Weizen Stefano, which I'm pretty sure is still going.
Sounds reasonable.
Right.
The oldest brewery in the world from 1040 all the way to
Yeah.
3060.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Which I would be drinking, but saying it's like 11:30 in the morning, I've got to go to work after this. So
Fair enough.
do let us know if when we need to cut short to get on the road.
Which, incidentally, it's getting close to midnight my time, so since there's not a whole awful lot that can be done past this, we'd be going through to the next week, making sure things are going through there. I think we're going to end at first week's over. I want everyone to roll a perception check.
Perception. Perception. It's +7. Ah, good.
One skill I realized I'd put much effort, more ranks into. Oops. But I'll take that.
I got 15.
So, Megas, to start with, you note, Megas, you're still here, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. So you notice that the same yacht keeps passing through near the outer edge, just beyond your gun range, off the island, relatively consistently. It doesn't look like the nicest thing. It could just be a fishing boat that is non-industrial, but you haven't actually seen any fishing lines set up on it.
All right, that could be a party boy. However, why would they this close to shore? I mean, you said just beyond my gun range, correct?
Well, when I say just beyond your gun range, I mean like a little bit over a kilometer out.
All right. Keep in mind, I have a PPC, so...
Yes. And if we were using extreme range rules, you in theory could actually touch it, but...
Reach out and touch someone.
Reach out and touch faith.
I was thinking that too.
I guess I'm not going to be so much personal Jesus, so I'm going to call that in with the boys.
Okay, so that's 18, so... Yeah, so it's about a click out, more or less, that it passes through. It stays at least a kilometer away from the island. It does not circle around the island. It just sails straight past and then turns around a little bit after it passes the island.
Is it the same route every time?
Not exactly. However, it's the same boat, same general direction, and you're not getting any sensor pings off of it as far as they're not trying to scan anything with anything that your systems would go off over. So it's not like they're trying to acquire any target locks on you or anyone else, because no one else has had a lock warning go off. But they consistently go past, and then after getting back up, they turn back around. They come back down maybe 3 or 4 hours later.
Three or 4 hours. That sounds like a decent sized fishing trip.
Something to definitely keep an eye out.
Right. For Davram, you're 15. You also notice it, but aircraft isn't particularly designed for being a scout, being an attacker. So even though you do technically go over top of it a couple of times, you can't really make out too much of anything going on with it. It looks like a normal boat. Going around the island and the mainland area relatively nearby on your outings, you don't find anything particularly out of the ordinary. You do spot a little bit of odd traffic going to a radio tower that is to the southeast, but based on the way that it looks, it could just be that there's a bunch of maintenance work going on with it.
Audio.
All right.
And let's see, Casper was sitting down here. Yeah, no one else sees anything that's particularly interesting. Auslog is primarily focusing more towards the is mostly focusing inland rather than at the water, since where she has had the her pre-programmed fire missions set up is the opposite direction of the water.
Yeah. I'm trusting my sensors to pick up if something's happening behind me, so...
Right. Which nothing that your IFF sensors would report as an enemy unit has. The night shift has not seen anything.
Fair enough.
Your perception is as bad as mine.
Well, maybe it's night. Okay.
Or nothing's happening. I mean, they do have infrared and thermals on their mechs, night vision, whatnot. That's standard stuff. But they haven't picked up anything on any of their scopes, at least at night. So, seemingly, this activity is all happening during the day, which
Makes sense.
not particularly unusual. So, with that, I'm going to call the session here. It's almost been 3 hours, so I think that's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
No,
Yeah, we got ourselves.
Yep.
Yep, we got ourselves introduced. Everything set up. Just know that. Why would a yacht like that be somewhat? It just feels like it feels like it's a party boy yacht,
I think you should blow
but it should
up.
be for.
Yeah, I also want to ask if I could get some party solutions to the zenith of its path, just to...
I mean, if it comes at the same time all the time, let's just set up an ambush. Let's set a depth charge up there and just blow it up.
I might be a little much.
At the moment, you do not own any depth charges.
The company, like, if we're supposed to be protecting this thing, if you see something, you say something. Tell the employer, like, hey,
Yeah.
this is odd behavior, regardless of what you think.
Right.
You probably have the resources to look into it further.
Yeah.
My recommendation as your mercenary consultant is to blow the damn thing up.
They tell you that it is highly illegal to interrupt naval traffic, even if you think it's suspicious. They can't legally do anything about it.
How's that?
It sounds to me like there was just some old war wreckage that was underneath it that sunk it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sure that'll hold up in court.
It will.
Well,
In interstate court? Hell
In
yeah.
fact, would not, because
what's
they're
your saying? They're coming right for us.
Exactly. It's coming right for us.
Just make sure
Okay.
nothing left of it.
That's pretty well leg.
Oh, well, thank you for stream. Thank everybody for coming out. I'll go and get a raid on, and then I will stop all that stuff and come back to this.
right. So, to end things out, how was it?
Well, great
Questions,
time.
comments, concerns?
No, that's all good.
Are we going to be able to move our mech images next time? I assume you have to like assign us rights to do that stuff. If
I
it's
tried
not-
looking
that's
at
not true.
them to see whether or not I could. You should. Oh, there we go.
Sure. I mean, I haven't seen
There we